ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यस्य द्विरदवक्त्राढ्या पारिषद्या परस्सतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अकृष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिं जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिघ्नः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजोवारिमृतां यथा विनिमयः यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यः हृदि अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवः अभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि यः स्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारम् एकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितीर्षतां तमोन्धम संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुर्मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Now with Bhagwan's grace, let us continue. We came up to slokam number 11, I believe, yesterday. Yeah, Devi Uvacha. 11 in Adhyayam 4, Skandam number 4. And we will take it up again and cover the meaning because now Sati Devi, the Adhiswari as Vyasa Bhagavan called her, the Lokamata, is now speaking. So let us, in Slokam 11, of course she has become very angry because she has not been properly received, and more important than that, there is no offerings of the yajna that being performed, allocated or being given to her by her husband Sivaperuman. So she now becomes extremely angry, and with her tejas, with her the innate power, of course, she stops the retinue that following her, the Bhuta Kananga, the Yakshas and everybody else they've started to attack Daksha because of his ill behavior, his cruel behavior, but she stopped them, and then she started speaking in words, extremely angry words. Her anger could burn all the worlds, sarvalokaha, all the worlds will be burned. That kind of anger in her eyes, and then the Sevadveshi, her father, Daksha, who hated Siva, so she spoke to him in a voice that, in a tone and voice that is actually changed because of her anger, and is loud enough where all the people present in the Yajnasala could hear her. Now, when she started condemning him, deriding him, she did not use any bad words. She still spoke only dharmic words, and she was pointing out the faults of her father according to the dharmic guidelines And so it's so beautiful it is. So in Slokam 11, she says, other than you, she's addressing her father, other than you, who will develop enmity towards this Bhagavan, who's the Priya, who's loved by all the Jivaratigal, all the beings in all the world love him, and to whom there is no partiality. There is no one whom he loves very much and no one who he excludes also. To him, to this Bhagavan, all are equal, all are the same. But everybody, every being loves him. To that Bhagavan, other than you, who will develop hatred, she says. Then I'll give you a brief meaning up to the point we came, and some going forward from hopefully up to Slokam 16 today, if Bhagavan will. So 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, I'll give you an overall, maybe even 17, overall meaning, and then we take up the Pada Arthanga, the Pradipada Artham. Number 12, he says, Sadhukal, the good people, the Mahans, do not really, or they're not aware of the faults in others. Oh, Brahmin, she says, Vija is the word she uses to Daksha Prajapati, and supposed to be very educated, spiritually advanced and all that, but you, people like you, there are some people who look for faults in others, but Sadhukal don't do that. They are absolutely unaware of faults in others. Not only that, those Sadhukal, even when there is a very small amount of goodness present in others, they exaggerate it, exemplify it, magnify it. That is what, those are the Mahangal. Even that kind of a Mahan, you are finding fault with. The second one, she says. Then third one, she says, the Dushtargal, the evil people who consider their body as Atma, and naturally they become jealous and envious of sadhus. There is nothing wondrous about it. Yes, it happens. But for the sadhukal, even the dust from their feet actually gives protection to these people only. That is Slokam number 13. And 14, then she says, the Bhagavan who carries the Dvayaksharam, the name that has two aksharas, Siva, and that Siva, Om Namah Shivaya, we say that Siva, that name that has got two aksharangal, for even accidentally, without even meaning to, anybody just once he utters that name, that is so powerful, it immediately drives away the people's sins. That Tirunamam, that exalted name, as the one who's carrying this name, and also the one whose reputation, fame, the kirti is pavitram, is pure, and one whose orders, commands cannot be disobeyed. Nobody can move away from the line drawn by him. Okay, remember, this is the Bhagavan we are talking of. Okay, don't think Shiva, Vishnu and all that. Please don't. Because as we saw in Dattatreya Avataram, what Bhagavan himself says, right? And to Atri Maharishi, if you recall that. So we should be very careful and clear in taking this message and forget all the other misunderstandings that you may or may not be carrying. So that Ekam Sat, as Bhagavan says, as the entity says, not even a speck of dust can move. The distant star can shine, or a leaf can fall without Rama's will, is what he says in talking about Rama in Ramayana. And so the same Shiva, the Dvayaksharam, two names, whose commands can never be gone against, whose kirti is pavitram, and whose carries this name, that even accidentally, if you utter that name, just once, it drives away all your sins. That Bhagavan, to him, you are throwing hatred, you're got enigmatic attitude towards him. You hate that kind of a Bhagavan? Oh my God, what a misery this is, she says in Slokam 14. And 15, she says, all the Mahangals, the Sadhukal, where do they run? What do they seek? They seek this Kamala Padangal, the lotus feet. Why? Because the Sadhukal, their minds are like bees, and the bees run after the nectar of the flower. And these Sadhukal, Mahangal, they seek the lotus feet of this Bhagavan, seeking Brahmanandam. So they surrendered to him, seeking Brahmanandam. And the same lotus feet grants all the things desired, like a rainfall of continuous fulfilling and giving whatever people want. That rain never stops, like a continuous varsham it is. And that lotus feet, and the same Sivaperuman, who's also he's a true relative of the whole world. He's a true bandhu. He's a true sakha. He's a true friend, true relative, true father, true mother. Everything. He's the true one. Okay, that Sivaperuman, you hate him. You have enmity towards him, she says in 15. And 16, she says, the one who in the crematorium, in the cemetery, what does he do? He's dancing there with his hair all gone astray. Okay, and what is he wearing? He's wearing a garland of kapalam, which is the human skulls, and his whole body is smeared with ashes, and all the Pisathical, the various ghosts and all that, they live there. He lives there. That Sivaperuman, when he's dancing, the things that fall down from his feet, which could be, as he's dancing, the garland, the flowers could be falling, the ashes could be falling, whatever it may be, and grabbing that thing that falls from his feet, even Brahma himself and everybody, they seek that. They accept it as prasadam. And do you think that Brahma and others think that Shiva is inauspicious? She's asking, as if you know more than Brahma, your own father. If you think it's inauspicious, she says. Then, 17, she says, when Bhagavan, who is the Dharma Rakshakan, okay, not only Dharma Sthapanar, but also protector of Dharma, the all-powerful, the Swarat, truly independent, our final refuge, and only refuge actually. And when that Dharma Rakshakan, now he is derided and is disrespected, spoken ill of by people who cannot control their mind and tongues, when that happens, and if you happen to hear it, you have only two choices. If you're not able to stop that, okay, if you're not able to stop that ridiculous, cruel words being spoken against this Bhagavan, if you're unable to stop it, then you must close your ears and walk away, leave that place. That is choice number one. And choice number two, but if you have the ability to stop it, then what should you do? You should cut that cruel tongue of that person who's throwing blasphemy on the Dharma Rakshakan, on this Bhagavan. Cut his tongue. And in return, be prepared to give up your life if necessary, is what she says in Slokam 17. Now let us go to Slokam number 12 and take up Pradipada Arthangal. Slokam 12. Doshan paresham hi guneshu sadhavaha gruhnanti kechit na bhavadrusa dvija gunamscha falgun bakuli karishnavaha mahattamaha teshu avidat bhavan agham doshan paresham hi guneshu sadhavah गृह्णन्ति केचित् न भवादृसा द्विजा गुणांश्च फल्गून् बहुलीकरिष्णवः महत्तमाः तेषु अविदत् भवान् अघम्. A dvija, she says, a Brahmin, okay, because Brahmin is supposed to be above all this, right? And so he says, Bahujanaha Priyaha, he says for Brahmanas, okay? It is not Bhojana Priya, as colloquially we say, it is not that he loves food. No, on the contrary. Brahmin makes lots of sacrifices, follows lots of disciplines, lots of fasting and all that, and eats in a very controlled manner. So it is not Bhojana Priya, it is Bahujana Priya, one who loves all people. That is Brahmin, okay? So, she says now in Slokam 12, Sadhavaha paresham guneshu doshan nagrihdantihi. First sentence, okay? Sadhavaha paresham guneshu doshan nagrihdantihi. Okay? Sadhavaha, the sadhukar. Okay. What do they do? Paresham, others, other people, in other people. Guneshu doshan, falls in their gunangal. Na kripnantihi, they don't grasp it. They're not even aware of it. So sadhukar are oblivious to faults in others. Number one. Now, a dvija Bhavadrusaha kechit gruhnanti. Bhavadrusaha, people like you. Some people, kechit bhavadrusaha, some people like you. Kechit means some, a few. Kechit bhavadrusaha, some people like you, gruhnanti, they look for those faults. Mahattamaha, Mahattamaha means tamaha is a superlative. In Sanskritam, Mahat is great. Mahattaraha is greater, comparative. Mahattamaha, it means superlative, the best, nothing beyond that. So, Mahat, Mahattaraha, Mahattamaha. Mahattamaha means plural. Okay? So, Mahattamaha, the greatest of the sadhukar, Palgun gunanscha. Palgun means just a little bit, small amount of gunanscha, the good qualities in others. What do? Bahuli karishnavaha. They make it big. They exaggerate it. They magnify it. They manifest it. They talk highly about this, even though you may have only a small good quality. So that is what sadhukar do. That is what Rama did in Ramayanam, if you remember. Okay. So, Teshu, even in those Mahangal, Bhavan, you, Agam, Avitat, you're finding fault in him, is what she says. Okay. I hope it's clear to you. Doshan paresham hi guneshu sadhavaha gruhnanti kechit na bhavadrusa dvija gunanscha palgun bahuli karishnavaha mahattamaha teshu avidat bhavan agham. Agham means fault. Okay, impurity, fault. So bhavan, you, avidat, you find even quality. Avidat means to find. You say Tamil kutram kandupidikkirathu, right? So finding fault, even in those Mahangal, you find fault, is what she says. So avidate is avidate, avidaha. You can say either way, it's okay. It's finding. Okay, finding. Agham means fault. Bhavan, you. Okay. Number 13. न आश्चर्यम् एतत् यत् असत्सु सर्वदा महत् विनिन्दा कुणप आत्मवादिषु शीर्ष्यं महापुरुषपादपाशुभिः निरस्ततेजः सु तत् एव शोभनम्। न आश्चर्यम् एतत् यत् असत्सु सर्वदा महत् विनिन्दा कुणप आत्मवादिषु शीर्ष्यं महापुरुषपादपाशुभिः निरस्ततेजः सु तत् एव शोभनम्। Now, Kunapa Atmavadishu. Kunapa means body. Okay? And Kunapa also means corpse, both body as well as a dead body. For all practical purposes, in reality, the body is actually dead. Okay? It is just moving about because there is a life force in it. Body by itself is neither alive nor dead. Right? It is nothing. It is just a tool. So, Kunapa is the word used for it. And so the body, those people, Atma means its own self, Vadishu, thinking, okay, thinking that this is what it is. Considering the body to be one's own self, one's own Atma, those people who would say like this, who say everything is this body only and live only for the body, people who talk like that, Asatsu, those are all Dushtargal, cruel people, ill-minded people. Those people who consider the body to be Atma, Sarvada Sarvada in all ways, okay, whatever way you think of, always Sershyam, with enmity, with hatred, Mahat Vininda, to deride, to condemn the great people, the Sadhukar, Yat etat ascharyam na. Doing this, they do like this. Yat etat, when they do like this, that is na ascharyam. It is nothing wondrous. It's not miraculous. Nothing to write home about. That is what they do. Na ascharyam. That's a tendency. But Mahapurushaha, the same Sadhukar there, Pada. Which one I'm in right now? Number 13. Mahapurusha Pada Pasubihi. Pasubihi means dust. Okay, sand, dusty sand. Pada Pasubihi, the Mahapurusha Pada Pasubihi, the dust from their Mahangal's feet. What happened? Nirasta Tejaha Su. These Dushtargal, these evil-minded people who have gone astray. Nirasta Tejaha means who lost their tejas, which means the illumination of the Atma. Okay? So people who have lost their way because of their cruel behavior, what does the dust from, the speck of dust from the feet of the Sadhukar Mahapurusha, what does it do? Tat eva sobhanam. Even for them, it grants Mangalam only. Eva, Mangalam only, Sobhanam. Please remember that. Mahapurusharikal, even though I may hate him, even though I may dislike him, even though I may run away from him and be cruel to him and harm him, whatever I do, it doesn't touch them. They only spread love. They're in the dust from their feet. Okay? It gives you Mangalam only, Sobhanam only. This is what she says. So that kind of a Mahan, Siddharman. So he doesn't, what you do doesn't touch him. Okay? This is basically, but he gives you Mangalam only. He gives you benediction, protection. So na ascharyam yetat yate asatsu sarvada mahat vininda kunapa atma vadishu sershyam sa irshyam. Irshyam means hatred. Sa irshyam means carrying hatred, in hatred. Mahapurusha pada pasubihi nirasta tejahasu tat eva sobhanam. Now, the tejaha nirasta. Nirasta means losing. It is void of the tejas, the inner power. Nirasta tejaha too. Their goodness is gone, right? Only the bad qualities are all predominant. Even with them, this dust particle from the feet of Mahapurushas, they only give Sobhanam Eva. That does not give me the license. Please understand, in our life, that does not mean, just like in Sahasranamam, Bhagavan says, Bhagavan says, just enough, Swami, what should I do if I cannot recite the whole Sahasranamam? Can you give me a shortcut and an easy way? Okay? And Bhagavan says, yes, do Sri Rama Rama Rameti. That does not mean it's a given license to recite only Sri Rama Rama Rameti. We must recite Sahasranamam fully. We must do our job. When we cannot do it, for whatever reason, then we take Sri Rama Rama Rameti. Like that, Bhagavan, these Mahapurushas, the Avatara Purushas, their dust particles from their feet, yes, gives us protection. I fall at the feet, all my sins are washed away, and slowly my mind gets refined. That does not take away my duty to continue to practice good things and the teaching given by the Shastras and the Avatara Purushangas. I have to follow that. Okay, I cannot be cruel and expect everything will be completely wiped out. It doesn't happen. Okay, but the meaning here is the dust particle from those Avatara Purushas, Mahapurushas, has got such a potent power that the moment I go there, my mind slowly starts turning. The bad qualities slowly start vanishing, and I want to seek only good company. So the turning takes place. The paradigm shift takes place. That is the beginning of that Mangalam. Okay? Please understand it. It's not a shortcut. Now, next one, number 14. 14 is what we are in. Okay. Yat dvayaksharam nama gira iritam nrunam sakrit prasangat agam asu hanti tat pavitra kirtihi tam alangya sasanam bhavan aho tveshti shivam shive sarah. Now, let me have written it down, not clear. Let me look it up here, 1 minute. Alangya sasanam. Alangya sasanam. Yeah, that is what it is. Okay. Yat dvayaksharam nama gira iritam nrunam sakrit prasangat agam asu hanti tat pavitra kirtihi tam alangya sasanam bhavan aho dveshti shivam Sive Taraha. Now, the words are Yat Dvi Aksharam. Dvi Aksharam means two Aksharangal. Okay. Dvi is in Sanskritam, it means two. Okay. Ekam, Dvi, Trini, Chatvari. Then Pancha and all come. So Trini is three. Chatvari is four. Remember that. And Dvi means two. Ekam is one. So Yat Dvi Aksharam Nama Gira Iritam Nrunam Sakrit Prasangat. Sakrit Prasangat is very interesting. Agam Asuhanti Tat. Okay. Pavitra Kirtihi Tam Alangya Sasanam Bhavan Aho Dveshti Shivam Sive Taraha. Now, the words are Yat Dvi Aksharam Nama Gira Iritam Nrunam Sakrit Prasangat Agam Asu Hanti Tat Pavitra Kirtihi Tam Alangya Sasanam Bhavan Aho Dveshti Shivam Sive Taraha. Okay. Now, the meanings are Padarthangal. We are in Slokam 14. Okay. Yat Dvi Aksharam Nama Gira Iritam Nrunam Sakrit Prasangat Agam Asu Hanti. Okay. Agam Asu. Asu means immediately, the same Kshanam. Agam Hanti. Agam means Papam, single. Hanti gets killed. Okay. Yat, which one? Yat Dvi Aksharam, which two letters? Okay, enable you to do this. So Sakrit Prasanga, Prasangat means to utter, you say it. Sakrit means once, just once. Prasangat, by even accidentally, you don't even intend to say it, okay? But just even accidentally, if you say it just once, that V Aksharam, Agam Hanti Asu, immediately it kills all your papangal. Yatu, which one does that? Tate. Okay? Now, Gira Iritam. The Gira means word. Iritam means uttered, spoken. So, Nrinam means by human beings. So, I hope I understand the meaning now. Yatu, which V Aksharam, the two names, the two Aksharangal, V Aksharam Nama, the name that has got two Aksharangal. Gira Iritam is uttered in word, like Siva, we say that. Iritam to uttered. Nrinam by human beings. Sakritu once. Prasangatu even accidentally. Asu immediately. Agam Hanti. All the sins are immediately eliminated, eradicated. Tat, that name. Okay. Yat Dviaksharam Nama, Tat Nama. Okay. Which name does that? That name. That name, okay, Tat. And then, here it says Tat or Tam. Yeah, Tam is the next one. It's 1 minute here. Yeah. The Yat Dvi Aksharam Nama Gira Iritam Nrinam Sakrit Prasangat, when which two-lettered name is uttered by human beings once even accidentally, Tat, that name, Agam Asu, Asu means immediately, quickly, Agam Hanti, it kills removes all the sins, eradicates all that. Tam, the second line you can see that. That person who has got that name, okay, Tam, to him, okay, that Tam, that entity that has got that name, Pavitra Kirtim, his Kirti is Pavitram, pure, absolutely pure. When you think of Srimad Narayana, Rama, Shiva, absolutely blemishless, isn't it? So Pavitra Kirti it is. And Sasanam means command, to give an order. Alangya Sasanam, Sasanam means grammatically, I'll tell you in a minute. Alangya means one that cannot be disobeyed. Alangya Sasanam means Tam Alangya Sasanam. He whose orders can never be disobeyed. He's got everything under control. Tam Pavitra Kirtim, the one with Pavitra Kirti. That Shivam, Tam, that Tam Shivam, that Sivaperumanai is Sivaperumanai. We say in Tamil Sivaperumanai. Okay. In that Sivaperuman, okay, to that Sivaperuman, Sive Taraha Bhavan Dveshti. Sive Taraha, in a very inauspicious way. Shivam means Mangalam, auspiciousness. Sive Taraha means devoid of auspiciousness. In a very amangalam, in a inauspicious way, Bhavan, you, Dveshti, you hate him. Aho, what difficulty, misery this is. That's what she says. She's not worried about Sivaperuman. She's talking about a father doing this horrible, horrible crime. Okay, so she's talking like that. Oh, what difficult, what misery, what unfortunate thing this is, she says. Okay. Now, let's just see what the time is now. We'll take one more now. 15. Now, in 15, if you recall, the Sadhukals, just review that because they covered a few slokas right in between. The Sadhukal, what do they seek in their mind? Focused only on Bhagavan's lotus feet. And here, Vyasa Bhagavan very nicely says, the mind is like a bee. A bee is always seeking the nectar from the flower. It doesn't worry about any other thing. It doesn't worry about the thorn or the leaf or anything. It focuses only on the nectar. Like that, the Bhagavan sadhukas, their mind focused only on this Bhagavan's lotus feet, and they want to drink the nectar, the amritam, the brahmanandam that those lotus feet offer. And in return, those lotus feet also grant you whatever you desire. That person who has got that lotus feet, that feet whom everybody seeks, and that person is the only true relative of every being in this world. So Visva Bandhu. Relative means not just a physical relations, okay? Please understand. Suhrit, the one who wants really, really welfare and well-being. Okay? And Bhagavan says, quick anecdote for you. Swami says very beautifully, why do you think I've given you relatives, brothers and sisters and all that, and father and mother? We asked the question, right? Why? Why do you think I've given you that? Because you can learn and practice how to help each other, how to serve each other. Remember this, we are limiting our service only to our so-called immediate family members that belong to my body. It is not that. The same way a mother takes care of a newborn baby and attends to it, she must take care of every being in this world. The same care and attention and love must be given. The care must be given. We must care for the well-being of every being in this world. Truly, truly care for it. Think about others' miseries, others' sufferings, and how I can relieve that, how I can help. That service attitude, that is parasparam. That is the reason I've given you relatives. So Bhagavan is Visva Bandhu. He is a true relative who cares for your and mine and every being's true well-being. True well-being, okay? Please understand that. That Sivaperuman, you are hating him, she says. I'm giving the overall meaning. So I'll give you Pratipada Arthangal now. Yet Pada Padmam, Padma Padangal, Kamala Padangal, lotus feet. Yet, which lotus feet? Brahma Rasasa Vartibihi. Brahma Rasa Asava Artibihi. Brahmarasam, the essence of Brahmanandam. Swami once asked, after he concluded the discourse and was walking back, people were present, people were present to the days. So how was the speech? He said, not that. One of them said, Swami, it was Brahmanandam, Swami. Oh, what is Brahmanandam? He said. Then that other person, Swami, it is Atmanandam, Swami. Oh, what is Atmanandam? Swami, it is Nityanandam, Swami. Oh, what is Nityanandam? He said. And nobody could answer. Then he said, this is what I am going to speak today. So, or next, whatever happened, immediately after that, we spoke about it. So truth only can manifest itself. Or everybody else can only guess what the truth is, what Satyam is. Only bliss can manifest itself. Others can only guess, Heshyam, we can speculate. Okay? So Brahmanandam, Brahma Rasa, that means the lotus feet is the refuge. Mamekam Saranam Braja, Bhagavan says, that is where the Brahmanandam, the nectar is, the complete surrender. So Brahma Rasa, Asava Artibihi, Asava, with the desire. One desire we should all have in this life. We cannot be desireless, but we can turn all our desires into this one desire, which is to seek the lotus feet. That's all. Then the lotus feet automatically will come. Artibihi. Artibihi means with the purpose, with the objective of. Those people, so yet Padapadam Mahatam Mano Alibihi Nishevitam Brahmarasa Asava Artibihi Lokasya Yat Varshati Cha आशिषः अर्थिनः तस्मै भवान् द्रुह्यति विश्वबन्धवे द्रुह्यति विश्वबन्धवे यत् which Padapadmam, the Kamala Padangal, the lotus feet, Brahmarasa Asava Arthibihi. Those Brahmarasa Asava Arthibihi, Mahatam Mano Libihi. Now, Mano Libihi is important because Mano Alibihi. So Alibihi means beef. Mano Alibihi means the mind that is like the beast. Okay, let us start there. So, and Mahata means the sadhukal. Mahatam Mano Alibihi, the sadhukal, the Mahatmas, whose mind, the beast of their mind, the mind is like beast. What do they seek? Yat Padapadam Brahma Rasa Asava Arthibihi. They seek the Brahma Rasam in the Kamala Padangal. That is the desire they have. Which Padangal they seek? Nishevitam, seeking that, Arthibihi, desiring that. What do they do? Or Asava Arthibihi, with the objective of that desire, what do? They Nishevitam, they surrender to these lotus feet, giving up all their burden, zero burden they carry, everything given there, seeking only Brahmanandam. And where do they seek it? In the Kamalapadam. Whose Kamalapadam? Where? Yat Artinaha Lokasya Asishaha Varshati. Yat, which Kamalapadangal? Artinaha means people with desire. People with desire. You and I are Artinaha. We are not desireless people. So Artham means desire. Artinaha means people who have got the desire. Lokasya in this world, people with desire. Asishaha, all their desires, Varshati, it fulfills like a continuous onslaught of rain. Whatever you desire happens. It may not happen in the time you want, on the way you want, but it does happen. No escape from it. Okay? So these same lotus feet grant you all your desires. Tasmai Vishwabandhave. Tasmai, having that lotus feet which grants all your desires and which is the place all the Mahatmakal, Mahangal, Sadhukal, they seek the Brahmanandam in that lotus feet. You and I may seek our worldly desires. Yes, it grants it. But if I seek Brahmanandam, it will grant me also. Then the difference comes, okay? That's the one that gives all your desires. Tasmai, that person who has got that lotus feet is also Vishwa Bandhave. Vishwa, for the whole universe, is a Bandhave. He is a true relative. Okay, Bandhave means bonded. It's not just a physical bondage, it's unbreakable bond, the bond of love, prema. Right? Vishwa Bandhave. To that Sivadharman, in that Sivadharman, or at that Sivadharman, whichever way you want to call it, Vishwa Bandhave, okay, in him, that Sivadharmanai, we say in Tamil, okay, Bhavan, you, Drakyati, you hate him, you developed enmity towards him, she says, okay. Number 15 we came, okay, so I think we can stop here, our time is up. Tomorrow we'll continue with Bhagavan's grace. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Santit Santit Santihi. Harihi